Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to create this comic book cartoon effect from a photo using Adobe Photoshop, and then I will show you how to use it as a photo template, so this way you can apply the same effect to other pictures without having to do all the process again. Alright, fantastic, so let's get to it. Alright, so open your Adobe Photoshop and we're gonna create a new document. So go to File, New, and we're gonna create 1600 for the width and 2500 for the height, and in the resolution I'm gonna make 150 pixel resolution, and in the color mode RGB, and I will press OK. Alright, now the first thing that we're gonna do is to convert this background into a smart object. So I'm just gonna right click and choose convert to smart object. Now I'm gonna make two copies of this layer, so I'm gonna press Ctrl J 2 times. 1, 2. Now I will name this lines, and this one Cutout, and the third one Halftone. Alright, now we have to apply the picture that we're gonna use into this three smart objects. So we can easily do that by just double click on one of these layers. I'm just gonna double click like this, and as you can see a new window will open in here. I'm just gonna drag the image I want to use. So I'm gonna open this one and I will make it bigger. And I'm gonna press OK, and then when I close this window in here, this message will open to tell me if I want to save this image in the smart object that I just created. So I'm gonna press yes, and as you can see we'll find the image in here saved in the three smart objects in here. Alright, so I'm gonna start working in the halftone. So I'm gonna make these two invisible like this, and I'm gonna apply three filters on this layer in here. So we'll go to filter gallery, and the first filter I'm gonna use is in the artistic folder. So I'm just gonna open it, and I'm gonna use this poster edges in here. So I put 3 in the edge thickness, and 1 in the edge intensity, and 3 in the posterization, and I will press OK. Alright, now the second filter that we're gonna use is a cutout. So we'll go to filter gallery again, and this time I'm gonna choose cutout in here. So we'll leave the number of levels 8, and the edge simplicity I'm gonna put 4, and in the edge fidelity I will put 2, like so, and I will press OK. Alright, now the last filter that we're gonna apply for this layer is a halftone filter. So we'll go to filter, pixelate, and choose color halftone, and I'm gonna keep the max radius 6, and in the odd channel put 45, and press OK. But if you're not satisfied with the halftone results you got, you can always go back and click on this color halftone like this, and as you can see the color halftone setting will open, and just adjust the radius in here. But I think 6 looks good, so I'm gonna press OK. Now I'm gonna change the blending mode of this color halftone. So I'm gonna double click on this setting in here, and the blending option will open. So I'm gonna change the blending mode to overlay, and I'm gonna press OK. Alright, now we're done with this halftone layer. So I'm gonna close it like this, and I'm gonna make the cutout selected and visible, and I'm gonna apply a cutout filter in here. So we'll go to filter gallery, and in the cutout in here I will leave the number of levels 8, but in the edge simplicity I'm gonna put 7, and the edge fidelity I'm gonna put 1, and I will press OK. Alright, now I will go to this filter gallery in here. I'm gonna change its blending mode. So I'm gonna again double click on this one in here, and I'm gonna make the blending mode hard light, and I will press OK. Now I'm gonna change the blending mode of the whole layer. So we'll go to the blending option in here, and I'm gonna change it to lighten. Alright, now we're done with our cutout layer in here. So I'm gonna make the lines layer selected and visible, and I'm gonna apply more 3 filters on this layer in here. So we'll go to filter gallery again, and this time I will go to the serialize folder and open it, and gonna choose glowing edges. So we'll put edge width 1 and edge brightness 5 and the smoothness 10. And as you can see, this will give it these white lines in here that we're gonna use as a lines for our effect in here. So I'm gonna press OK. Now we'll go back to filter gallery, and this time I will open the sketch folder and gonna choose tone edges. As you can see, the white lines convert to black lines in here. So I'm gonna put image balance 5 and the smoothness 15 and the contrast 18, and I'm gonna press OK. Now I'm gonna blur a little bit this line, so we'll go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm gonna give it just a 0.6 radius blur in here, and I'm gonna press OK. Now I'm gonna change the blending mode of this to multiply, and as you can see, the line will apply on the image in here. But if you did get a black background with white lines, instead of changing the blending mode of multiply, just change it to subtract, and it will convert it to black lines in here. Just remember, if you had a black background with white lines, instead of a white background, just instead of using multiply, use subtract. Alright, now I'm gonna apply the halftone border that we have in here. So just take it and open it. You'll find this halftone border along with this PSD in the description below, so just download it and use it if you want. Alright, so I'm just gonna make it like this. Alright, I'm gonna press enter. Alright, now the last thing that we're gonna do is to apply a vibrance color adjustment. So we'll go and choose vibrance in here. I'm gonna make the vibrance 100, and the saturation I'm gonna make it -25. Alright, and we're done. Now we can easily apply this effect to other picture just by using this smart object that we created in here. So let me just make another copy of this smart object and put it in the top. I'm just gonna delete all this in here. I'm gonna make the fill 0 and the opacity 0, and then I'm gonna call it put picture in here. Now I can just double click on this smart object like this, and as you can see, this first window will pop up again, and now we can just post the picture that we want to use in here and then save it. Now we can just open a picture like this and resize it again. Now when I close this, it will ask me again if I want to save it on the smart object. So I'm gonna click yes. I'm gonna wait for it for the smart object to update, and as you can see, we have the same effects applied on this picture too. Alright, and there you go. So I hope that you enjoyed and you liked this tutorial and it was a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and wait for more tutorials to come, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.